Hey guys, welcome to the 2024 student body election debate for your 2024 student body officers. I'm Nicholas Barber, your host today. Let's introduce our candidates real quick who are running for student body president. Please state your name and a little bit about yourself outside of student council.
All right, hi, I'm Delaney Dolan. I'm running to be your student body president. I guess outside of Stuco, I think I'm a pretty stereotypical 17-year-old girl. I swim, I like hanging out with my friends. I'm just really excited for this election. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, I'm Zach, and I'm running for SBO president as well. Okay, yeah, so I'm Zach, and I'm running for SBO president as well. And basically, if I'm not doing schoolwork, I am playing the sports within Judge, like golf, swim, and baseball. And then outside of that, I'm either listening to music, playing music, or writing. So, yeah.
Hi everyone, my name's Belinda, and outside of school, I play sports for Judge. I play volleyball and softball, and I've been on Stuco since my freshman year. And outside of that, I guess I'm just a really big family person, so I just love spending time with my family and just helping out in any way I can.
All right, so our first question of the day for you guys is a very big part of Stuco is planning and executing all the dances. Let's get three ideas for dance themes or places that we haven't had for dances since you've been a judge.
All right. Oh, okay, there's a timer. That's intimidating. Okay, I'm thinking we do Great Gatsby. I think we should do like Jumanji Jungle, just something fun like that. And then I also think we should do like Knives Out Murder Mystery. Could be really fun.
That'd be good.
So, yeah.
Okay, I think a masquerade would be really, really cool. I don't think we've done that before. I think also, this is tricky. I think just like Disney themes could also be kind of fun, just like integrating like childhood sort of stuff. I don't know. And I think like new places wise, there are a lot of cool places downtown that we can look at. There's just a lot of different options we have. I can't name any specifically right now, but yeah.
I've actually seen like some other schools do school dances at like the aquarium, and I heard about that and I thought that was a really awesome idea. I just think it's super cool, like you're all dressed up and you get to walk around there and like also take super cool pictures in there. And I also feel like that would like correspond to like some sort of Disney theme for the dance. And I also really like I know schools do it at the Capitol, so I think that would also be really awesome to do. And yeah.
All right, great. That was a surprise question, so they all handled that really well. So the first question that they were given was this year there was a drop-off in how many like spirit and free dress days we had during the school year. How would you guys work to bring these back in larger quantities?
Yeah, great question, Nick. So I know this year was kind of a bummer where we didn't really have our winter spirit week, but we are going to have a school-wide spirit week for prom, and we also plan to sprinkle in a few more like spirit dress days. So I think we have to kind of just look at the calendar, see what our events look like. But I also want to make an exchange with admin because I've been thinking about this, and if we have less uniform or detention infractions, then I think that means we could get more spirit dress days as a reward. So I think that's something that I would definitely be open to.
Good. Okay. And personally, I was thinking, I think we can try to involve a lot more like incentives for going to like sporting events, like women's basketball, men's basketball, and like for example, this is just an option or an idea. You could go and then like you get a wristband if you come in, and then you come to school on Monday, and if you have that wristband, then you can get like a free top or just something like that, just to bring in new incentives to like tie in going to other events too to support Judge. So I think just bringing them back and like involving them into other activities, and also I think we're definitely gonna try to do more, like maybe once a month, like just like a day a month if we don't have one for like, because we have one for each dance, but then at least once a month I think we're gonna try to implement a spirit day. So yeah.
Yeah, I really like Zach's idea, especially because I feel like this year we lacked a lot in like having people show up to a lot of our sports events, and we had like an amazing sports year this year, especially with swim and basketball. But I think another big thing we could do is like, well, we want to do all these spirit weeks, but I feel like all the money that we raise, we kind of like I feel like if you're putting all the money that we raise towards like an organization or a foundation, that would like allow faculty and staff to kind of want us to do more spirit days and more spirit weeks because all the money we'd be raising would be going to something like special. So yeah, I think that would be my biggest thing, just finding more places that we could really donate our money to. And I feel like that would convince the faculty a lot more to allow us to have more days to dress up.
All right, so our next question for the day. How will you make sure student council is run effectively so that all of its goals are smoothly communicated and completed for the better livelihood of the students at Judge?
All right, I think that so far this year we've already made the improvement by being proactive with planning events weeks or even a full 2 months ahead. But I think we could definitely do better and prioritize our time. We might not have an event that's upcoming, but we could plan ahead for events that are a few months out. So, for example, we started planning prom back in September, which I think is awesome. And I think we can apply that example to the rest of how Stuco is run. And I also think that comes with open communication between BLT members, faculty, and full transparency with the student body about what's going on to make sure that everybody is on the same page.
Yeah, that was good. I think, like she said, it's very important to communicate with the students what's going on behind the scenes, sort of as well. But also communication within student council is very important. Like we've tried to do like group chats with SBOs within the presidents of each core, and I think that's really important to keep up and have each core of within student council have specific jobs, and that allows for us to be the most effective as possible and really get the job done. And I kind of want to implement Stuco more into everyday lives, not just Tuesdays and Thursdays when we have our meetings, because sort of it's been like outside of student council meetings, there hasn't been much flow. So through implementing it throughout like your entire week, giving people assignments for next meetings, that could be a great way to better the student body.
I think we could just make our time more effective by like obviously having an agenda, and I think we have that this year, but more like every core has their president for a reason. So I think just making more use of the president, making sure that SBOs directly communicate within every core's president, just so they are like sure of what they need to plan. And I just feel like that would make us to have like a more effective meeting time, and then we'd also have more work time within our meetings, because a lot of the times I feel like we spend a lot of our time just talking about what we need to do, but by the end of that we're like running short on time and just don't have that much work time. So I feel if SBOs had like specific meeting times with presidents, that would be a lot better. And I also think just like communicating more with our affinity groups, making sure that we attend their meetings, making sure that we like make sure they don't need anything, and if they do, for us to really help them, because at the end of the day we're their voice for them.
All right, great guys. So our next question is currently Stuco elections. How you get into like, of course, it's not all just student vote to get into student council right now. It's a mixture of faculty opinion and it's a mixture of student vote, faculty, admins, and the moderators of the Stuco. Do you guys think that this is the right way that we should be selecting Stuco members?
Yeah, I think right now I definitely think the system is effective because as a student body president, as a student body officer, we're working not only with members of student council and your moderators, but you're also the face of the school, and you're also working very closely with administration. So I think it's important that they do have that input because they're going to be working with them for the entirety of the year. So it's important to, once again, have clear communication and also have their input to make sure that Judge is running effectively and smoothly.
Yeah, okay. I think it should be more weighted to the student vote, because the students are really the people who know you better. Like admin and the teachers, they will see who you present yourself to be, but the people who you're around, like your peers, really know you for who you are. So I think that's important for the students to have their voice and say, yeah, I've seen this person act this way. I think I should vote for them. I think they have good leadership qualities. When a teacher could see a totally different person than their peers see. So.
Yeah, I agree with Zach a lot. But I also think that it should be more student based. I feel like having all the teachers vote for students kind of is not the best way, just because I mean we don't have every single teacher and we don't get to have interactions with every single teacher. So I just feel like that's a bit unfair. I mean, like I still think like the dean and like the principal should have a big part in it, but I just don't. I think it should be a lot more based off students, because just like Zach said, like the way you present yourself to the students is what they see when they are going to vote for you.
All right, and then these next two questions have been presented by leaders of our affinity clubs here at Judge Memorial. So our first question is, how do you plan to integrate cultural and personal identities into the day-to-day lives of our students?
Yeah, once again, that's a really great question. And as of right now, I honestly don't have an answer, but I really value the input from our affinity group members. And I would really like to have more integrated conversations with our affinity group leaders as well as our culturally diverse faculty, and have conversations about how we can make Judge a more comfortable place for everybody on campus.
Yeah, so again, that is a really good question. I think it's important to make sure that us SBOs and even just anybody in student council and anybody in general should be going to these affinity group meetings, getting involved so they can understand other perspectives that they don't understand already. So I think we should suggest it to like everybody in the student body, but I think we're going to make it a requirement for SBOs to go to those affinity group meetings. And yeah, it's just important for us to hear their voices because they're speaking up, but we don't always hear it because there's always a bit of a disconnect between student council and some of the affinity groups because we just don't have great communication sometimes. So I just think it's really important to maintain that communication and make sure that we are including our diversity and inclusion share in our conversations in student council because that has been an issue in some of the past years. But so yeah.
Yeah, I think it should honestly be a requirement for people to attend these affinity group meetings, and I think that that's obviously going to change towards the next year, but I think it should just be a requirement for us to go, and I also feel just like supporting them. I mean, for the most part, every affinity group has like a week or a couple days that they do something to fundraise, so just make sure we're helping them out with that, because if we're helping them out with that, I feel like they get more support, and then with support it just like really motivates them, and at times I feel like people not showing up to their meetings kind of makes them like unmotivated, so just making sure that we like are going, and like at the end of the day we're kind of like we advocate for them. So yeah, I think that's my biggest thing, just making sure we're always attending their meetings and helping them out as much as possible. This could be like through whatever they're doing to fundraise. So.
All right, hey guys, this is Nick from home. Something happened with the video for the last question in the outro, so I'm just gonna do it right here. So the next question that was asked was, have you ever been to an affinity club meeting? What was it, and what did you think of it?
Yeah, so I earlier this year I was a part of Female Alliance. I was one of the representatives, and so I've gone to a couple of their meetings in the past, and I know that they're still ramping up organization and having constant meetings. And it was a really cool experience. And looking back as an underclassman, it was really nice having that support system as a female on campus, and just really cool to learn that everybody there is there to support you. And we also did a really cool project where we got feminine products for free in all of the women's bathrooms, which is really awesome. So I had a really awesome experience, and I hope, I know this has already been said, I hope to attend more affinity group meetings, because if that's exactly what Female Alliance was like, I can't wait to see what Allies Club is like, what BSU is like, what Latinos Unidos is like. So yeah, it's just a really fun environment.
Okay, yes, I've been to a BSU meeting and I found it really eye-opening because I went there not really knowing what to expect. And in the meeting, they had like snacks going around, it was really fun. And then they were talking about issues that they saw within the school and they were talking about different solutions. And I just thought it was a really eye-opening experience for me because there were things that as a white male I don't experience in this school, those type of issues. But I just think it was important to note and like going to those meetings and learning about what's actually happening in our school here and how you can like work towards solutions.
Yeah, last year I attended a couple Latinos Unidos meetings, and this year I've been to a Female Alliance meeting. And I think it's just like a great experience. I mean, you definitely learn a lot more. And it's just like opens your eyes to seeing that there's so much things that we could do to help people and make them more comfortable. And this year with Female Alliance, I just thought it was really great to meet new people as well. There was a lot of freshmen there, and it just kind of made me feel like I got a closer bond with them. So yeah, and sometimes it can be a bit tricky to be able to attend these meetings just with like sports events after school, but I feel like I still try to like be there for them, and if they have anything they want to get across, I try to ask them questions. Like for example, this year it's been kind of hard to go to like Latino Unidos meetings just with sports and stuff. So I try to go to the Latinos Unidos conference that they had at the U just to kind of support them in another way. But yeah.
All right, guys, now that you've seen that interview, I hope you guys are more educated and informed to make your decision on who you're going to vote for today. If you liked what you saw today, make sure to go check out more stuff on the Bulldog Press website. Nick Barber out.